On today's show, DECA gets down to the business of competition. Troyce Murphy has their story.
Soccer season came to an end this past Friday. Connor Fuchsa has this and all things Rock Hill sports on this week's Sports Highlights.
And Kaylee Johnson takes a look at how one student's unique set of martial arts skills. All this and more on this edition of HTN Daily.
Good afternoon, Rock Nation. Welcome back to another edition of HTN Daily. I'm Khshaeta, Cama.
And I'm Anica Hankey. Khshaeta, I don't know about you, but dodgeball was definitely my favorite game to play when we were in PE in elementary.
It was definitely my favorite too. I remember playing it throughout elementary school, and then middle school we got the chance to play it our last year, and now we get one final chance, don't we?
Yeah, Rock Hill's first ever Teachers versus Students dodgeball tournament will take place this Thursday, and due to that, campus will be following the modified bell schedule for an afternoon event. If you would like to participate, students will be released at 3 from their classes, and tickets are $2. If you missed the last performance, this Thursday is your last chance to see Rock Hill Theater's performance of Cry of the Peacock. The play will take place at 6:30 on Thursday in the auditorium, and tickets will be $5 if you would like to attend. With the end of the year approaching brings STAR tests. All freshmen and sophomore will be taking the STAR test next week. For English 1, this test will take place on April 6th, and English 2 will be on the 8th. If you are unable to attend that day, the makeup day will be on the 9th for either test.
For our first year program, DECA is a program of their state accomplishments. Now DECA students are getting ready for nationals. Troyce Murphy has their story.
Distributive Education Clubs of America, or more commonly known as DECA, is an entrepreneurship program that provides students with the skills needed to thrive in the world of business through competing. Yet this preparation is more tedious than it lets on to be.
Students prepare for national competitions by taking a lot of time to practice for some of the tests that they have to take. So for nationals, they're going to have a test, and then they're also going to have a role play for whatever event that they signed up for. So a lot of practice and repetition is the best way for them to get prepared.
3 DECA students' extensive preparation paid off when they placed as a state finalist, and 2 of them were also named national qualifiers.
I won state finalist and international qualifier, and it's just significant to me because it's something I've been working on for months and just trying to practice, and to be able to win in the title is just something I'm proud of. So in order to prepare for DECA competitions, I study the performance indicators, as well as I take practice tests just to make sure I know how to answer questions that have been used in the past.
Winning the title of national finalist is no easy task, yet for Akash there's a little less pressure competing because he does so alongside his twin sister.
Just to be able to win it alongside my sibling, it's definitely something to be proud of, and it's also easier. I mean, given like to communicate with her, that definitely helps in terms of winning with a sibling.
Although together they secured their spot to nationals, this dynamic duo will be competing in separate categories.
I was named a state finalist and an international qualifier in the event Hospitality Services Team Decision Making, which means I'll be competing again in April with other DECA's members around the world. DECA has definitely benefited my future as I plan to major in business, so it has allowed me to narrow down what industry I'm specifically interested in, and it has also allowed me to expand my leadership abilities.
For HTN Daily, I'm Troyce Murphy.
We had a very intense week for sports, with some seasons coming to an end.
Connor Fuchsa highlights all things Rock Hill sports on this week's Sports Highlights. Connor?
Soccer season came to an end this last Friday against Wakeland. They met up against a 17-1-1 Wakeland team and put up a good fight until the end, but sadly fell short 3-1. Zach Shriver notched in the only goal of the game and the last goal of the season for the boys. Baseball played at home Friday against Wiley East. They pulled off a win 8-3. The team overall had 12 hits on the game, and Ty Townsend knocked in a home run to put the game to rest. They play again tonight away. Softball looked to continue their hot streak Friday when they faced off against Princeton. They started off the game on fire, going up 7-1 in the first inning. The girls never let off the pedal and went on to win that game 12-2. That win keeps them perfect in district play at 6-0 and moves them up to 15-5 on the season. Taylor Hagan got the hard hat for her amazing pitching performance in that game. Softball will play again tonight away at Lovejoy to try and stay undefeated in districts. Finally, wrestling finished up their regular season last week with the March Madness tournament. Round 1, both girls and guys won against Little Elm. Girls pulled off the win 36-12, and boys with a huge blowout pulled off a win 60-10. Next round, Rock Hill went up against Frisco Independence, and once again, both boys and girls advanced. Girls pulled out a tight win, 22-21, and guys moved on with a score of 36-15. The third round didn't go as well as the first two, as both Rock Hill teams fell short to Northwest. Girls lost 39-12 and boys lost 39-30. The regular season is now over for both teams, but the season is not done yet as both teams prepare for districts. Many kids participate in sports when they are younger, but not all students decide to participate in martial arts. Kaylee Johnson reports on how one student has ventured into a not-so-common sport.
It's a sport that requires one to punch their way to the top. Taekwondo is not a common hobby, but one that sophomore Caitlin Lee has dedicated the last several years of her life to.
I've been doing Taekwondo for almost 9 years now. I was about 6 or 7 when I started. I did a lot of different sports when I was younger, and my parents tried to get me to stick to one thing, but there was really nothing until I started Taekwondo. Things like that. It also teaches you confidence, and it teaches you responsibility and things like that.
Being one of the oldest and highest ranking students, Caitlin has been given the opportunity to put on a new belt and become a leader for younger students.
She recently got her 3rd degree black belt, I believe, last year, and she's been a part of our demo team for a pretty long time, as well as our leadership team, where she actually helps in teaching the students too.
I do my best to kind of be a role model for other kids, for them to be able to look up to me.
Her rise to her position as a role model didn't come easy, and there were times when challenges made her doubt if her favorite hobby was right for her.
It takes, I think, about 3 to 5 years in total. I think 5 years in total to get to 1st degree black belt. 4th or 5th grade, when I really wanted to quit, it was, I don't know what it was. I just kind of started like maybe getting bored of it. But my parents told me, like, you're gonna thank us later if you keep going.
So with every kick, punch, and block, Caitlin hopes to pass on her knowledge and leadership skills to younger students. For HTN Daily, I'm Kaylee Johnson.
Well, that's all for today's show. For HTN Daily, I'm Anica Hankey.
And I'm Khshaeta, Cama. Mask up and rock on.